Good morning. Today we'll be discussing our Latham products for your specific maturity region. We will be hearing from Lyle Marcus, our corn product manager, Mark Grunmeyer, our soybean product manager, and Corey Catt, our forage product manager. I'm very excited for you guys to learn about our new and featured products for the 2021 sales year, as each of our product managers has spent countless hours in the field selecting the best products to fit your region. Without further ado, I'll pass this on to Lyle Marcus.
Welcome to our corn breakout session. In this session, we'll talk about our 97 to 108 day maturity corn hybrids. Before we begin, I should introduce myself. I met a few of you at post-harvest meetings last November, but I was really looking forward to meeting everyone this year, so we'll see how this works. You get to see my face, someday I'll get to see yours. My name is Lyle Marcus. I'm the corn product manager at Latham High-Tech Seeds. Started with the company back in November. Spent over 30 years in the seed corn business, all different aspects, and when we get to meet face to face, I can tell you some of the stories that of some of the things I've done over my career. I lead the corn product team, but Mark assists me where needed to in the south. Mark Grunmeyer. I have Gary Geske in the north helping me, Myron Kelchin out in the west, Corey Catt on forages, Ryan Schoen is part of the team. We have Bob Foley that helps us as well. And of course, we can't forget about Phil Long and all the agronomic support that he gives all of us. And last but not least, our president, John Latham, his input is instrumental in putting together our portfolio. You'll find 3 resources in the product guide again this year. You'll see a Gladiator symbol, the blue shield with the G on it. That designates our hybrids that have multiple traits to protect against corn rootworm. You'll see that in all the Smart Stacks hybrids. It's mandatory to have more than one trait to call it a Gladiator hybrid and to have true tolerance and resistance to rootworm. We also have our Goss's Boss list again, so that'll show you all the hybrids that have great tolerance to Goss's wilt. So watch for those if you have Goss's wilt issues in your fields or your grower fields. And then the other one that we want you to keep a track of this year a lot is the field by field chart. It'll tell you which hybrids do well in the high, moderate, or less productivity areas of fields. It'll help you with your crop planning situation and help with that conversation with the customer. LH4937 VT2 PRO, also available as LH4930. Best fit is on moderate productive soils, but has shown great success on our high or lower productive soils that we place it with the growers. We do is flex the population to adjust to the soil type, and we have success. Semi-flex ear with very good grain test weight. Plant integrity and standability allow timely harvest. Fairly tall plant with a medium ear placement. Good potential for silage, so dual purpose use also. Carries ASR trait for anthracnose stock rot. Position with growers for grain production that can manage residue well. Another new hybrid for us is LH4989 in a Smart Stacks. This was tested as EX5035 in 2019 and showed great success in super strips. Corn on corn growers in this maturity will want to plant this new Smart Stacks hybrid if they're looking for something with rootworm protection. Average disease package on this one, so it has a great response to fungicide application in season. Good ear flex allows for top yields with flexibility and population. Position with growers on all soil productivity values. Late season standability is great, but the tops may fall out a little bit and look a little ragged. So a call out when you recommend this to a grower, be sure you remind him that at the end of the year the tops may be out of the hybrid and might look a little ragged. LH5025 VT2 PRO Drought Guard, also available as LH5020 conventional. Growers with drought stressed soils need to look at this hybrid. Drought Guard handles tough drought stressed soils, yet produces top end yields in higher management soils. The conventional version is not Drought Guard, as that is a transgenic trait. Excellent stalks and very good roots. Very good against Goss's wilt. Handles that disease very, very well. Use an in-season fungicide application when in corn on corn recommendations. This hybrid is not limited to drought stressed fields because the Drought Guard trait really increases water use efficiency in all applications. New hybrid for us this year in the Double Pro category is LH5047 VT2 PRO. Also available as 5049 Smart Stacks. Girthy ear with limited ear flex, creating great yields. Disease package covers Goss's wilt tolerance, gray leaf spot, and other diseases as well. Very good roots and stalks with adaptability east to west in Latham country. Very strong emergence, will work in no-till situations and reduced till situations. Position with growers that don't have rootworm issues or will be using an in-furrow insecticide. LH5049 Smart Stacks is new in our lineup at 100 day. Again, it's related to the LH5047 Double Pro. Girthy ear with that limited flex, creating great yields. Disease package covering Goss's wilt tolerance is excellent. Gray leaf spot and other diseases very well. Very good roots and stalks with adaptability east to west in Latham territory. Very strong emergence for no-till, reduced till situations. Very good choice for corn on corn. Performance of this hybrid and the VT Double Pro will be seen across all productivity areas in a field. LH5077 VT2 PRO, 100-day true racehorse hybrid that responds to high management and mid to high populations. Moves north very well. We want to keep it east of US 71 in our territory. Works very well for an early silage hybrid. Big girthy semi-flex ear. Works best in moderate to high productive soils. Good fall intactness with fast dry down. Position this one with growers that use high-end fertility management and that are chasing really high yields. LH5245 VT2 PRO, also available as LH5249 Smart Stacks and LH5242 Roundup. Again, in 2020, this hybrid was our #1 selling hybrid, and along with its Smart Stack partner, was our #1 combo in 2020. Very good roots and stalks, early vigor for early planting and reduced tillage, semi-flex, long slender ear, excellent test weight. Very good Goss's wilt tolerance with this hybrid. Slight susceptibility to LS herbicides, so watch out for late applications of those, cause some issues. A position with any grower in the 100 and 105 day maturity area. Adaptability to soil and management variability is unsurpassed from our data. LH5377 VT2 PRO. Excellent emergence and early vigor make it a great fit for reduced or no-till situations. Very good green snap tolerance with this hybrid. So if you're in a zone that traditionally has some of those issues, a great recommendation. Works well in zone and moves south as well. Handles wet feet better than most other hybrids in this maturity. Highly recommended to use a foliar fungicide if you're really chasing top end yields. Promote this hybrid with growers that are doing reduced till or no-till fields. Focus on the fungicide application. Will really see a benefit in bringing out high yields. LH5389, a new Smart Stacks hybrid for Latham. Excellent early vigor for fast growth on tougher soils. Strong emergence in no-till situations. Very good Goss's wilt tolerance. Plant integrity carries through to a fall for nice harvestability. A very good choice for corn on corn situations. Positioned across all productivity areas of a field or across fields. Use in combination with 5245 Double Pro for a great 1-2 hybrid combo. LH5487 VT2 PRO, also available as LH5589 Smart Stacks. Best performance of these hybrids is in zone and south at moderate populations. You don't need to push the populations for best success with these. Responds very well to top end management of nitrogen and also does well if you use a foliar fungicide. Very good Goss's wilt tolerance with this one, with low risk to green snap on this hybrid. Semi-determinate ear with excellent test weight grain. Great fall appearance, late season intactness and stay green are pluses to this hybrid. It's a great recommendation for growers with fields that require lower populations. Ear flex is a benefit across all soil types. LH5517 VT2 PRO, 105 day maturity, broadly adapted with strong yield potential, great all around disease package, very good test weight and high quality grain, a must have in that 103 to 106 day maturity range. The great disease package includes Goss's wilt tolerance. Avoid growth regulator herbicides with this hybrid. It's effective in all productivity areas and excels in highly productive, high management fields. LH5635 VT2 PRO, also available as LH5739 Smart Stacks. Terrific all-around disease package. Goss's wilt, common rust, northern corn leaf bite are keys for both these hybrids. Best at medium populations. Don't need to push the population to get the highest yield with this one. Widely adaptable east to west. Does move south well on its own. Very good stalks and roots. Again, low green snap risk with this hybrid. Position with that grower that likes girthy, flexy ear styles. Will adapt well to fields with variable soil types. LH5725 VT Double Pro, 107 day, moves east to west very well within our territory. Very adaptable as a medium or full season hybrid. Highly recommend foliar fungicide with this hybrid for best success. Watch out on this one is for Goss's wilt. So we have fields that have a history of Goss's wilt. That's a watch out for this one. Very good emergence and early vigor. Great tolerance to green snap with this hybrid. Nice semi-flex ear. Very good root strength. That ear flex allows you to moderate population in lower productive fields. Western adaptation is limited to its Goss's wilt capability in those infected fields. LH5847 VT Double Pro, also available as LH5949 Smart Stacks. Responds extremely well to higher management. Does have some ear flex to it. Excellent tolerance to Goss's wilt. Very good against northern and southern corn leaf blight. Widely adapted east to west across our market area. Fall attackness is average. Timely harvest is recommended with this hybrid. Ear flex is a little bit limited, so keep the populations on the higher side if management allows. Remind customers of the timely fall harvest. Can recommend corn on corn with this hybrid if using a foliar fungicide. That wraps up our corn conversation. I'll be back after the balance of the product presentations for live Q&A. If you have any questions in the meantime, go ahead and type them into the system and we'll be addressing those in Q&A.
Hello, I'm Mark Grunmeyer, Soybean Product Director for Latham High-Tech Seeds. Welcome to our soybean breakout session. Today, we'll be discussing soybeans from a 1.7 through a 2.8 maturity. So let me start out by saying how much all of us at Latham Seeds really miss our opportunity to interact with you, our dealers. And you know, over the years, we've developed friendships. And it does hurt not being able to be with you at this particular time for our annual kickoff meeting. But you know, for the safety of everyone concerned, it's just better this way that we do this meeting virtually. And I know you understand that, but I just want you to be aware that, you know, we really do miss this opportunity, and we're looking forward to being able to do this and give you as much information as we possibly can. You know, it starts with our soybean product team. You know, and our product team is on the soybean side is made up of 7 different people. John Latham, our president, Joy Bonine has been with us for a number of years as our office manager, but she also works with our production growers on the soybean side of things. Gary Geske is our northern product specialist and really has a lot of insight into the products, you know, up in North Dakota and the extreme part of northern Minnesota. Phil Long is our precision ag specialist, is a valuable member of our team as well. Ryan Schoen, our general manager, and then Lyle Marcus, our new corn product manager. I know that sounds a little strange for him being on the product team on the soybean side, but he's actually got a wealth of knowledge on soybeans from past experiences, and he's going to help us a lot in that central Minnesota over into South Dakota area. So really a great product team that I could be more proud to work with these people and to have them on our side here working with soybeans. One of the first things I want to start out with, and when we start getting into products, of course, the first and foremost with the Latham is ironclad. We've actually been talking about ironclads for about 7 years, really since 2013. And that was a designation that we started out with back then, really to identify those soybean products that have the very best defensive traits that fit the region that we market our soybeans in. For a soybean to be ironclad, first and foremost, it must have a soybean cyst nematode gene. It must also have a specific gene for Phytophthora, and then it needs to have a very good to excellent score, a score of 2.2 or better for diseases like iron chlorosis, brown stem rot, and then either white mold or sudden death syndrome. 1758 E3. This one carries the K gene for Phytophthora, has strong SEN protection from 88-788, very good scores for white mold and iron chlorosis. It's missing a score for brown stem rot. This comes to us actually from a breeder who just doesn't do a lot of BSR screenings in his products until at a later date. So we're going to be taking a real close look at brown stem rot here in 2020 to see how this thing handles brown stem rot. It actually spiked at the very top of the breeder trial in 2019, beating products like 1829 E3 and 1794 E3 by 1.5 to 2 bushels to the acre. 1883L is our next product to talk about. It's a straight Liberty line, 1.8 maturity. It has the C gene for Phytophthora, strong SEN protection from 88-788. It makes a full ironclad, has excellent scores for iron chlorosis, white mold, sudden death, and a very, very good rating for brown stem rot. Yield results in this thing for the last several years have just been outstanding. In 2018, it topped superstrip plots at Sandard, Minnesota, Sheldon, Iowa, Stacyville, Iowa, and Nochedan. It also topped the Latham Elite Test 962 summary and was at first at our Alexander Research Farm in 2018. In 2019, it took first place at superstrip plots near Aurelia and Sheldon in Iowa, and second place at Garner, Iowa. In our 2019 Elite Trials, Test 962, it was 5th at Stacyville, 5th at Alexander, and 9th in that overall summary. Excellent yields on 1883L, and it's becoming a very, very popular straight Liberty product for us. At a 1.9 maturity, we have 1995 E3. So here's an ironclad product, tremendous emergence, great standability, has the C gene for Phytophthora, excellent tolerance to iron chlorosis. This one is another product in our lineup that carries that chloride exclusion gene for high salt soils. This product, or this gene, was actually produced for the southern U.S., those states down there, soybean growing states down like Arkansas and Missouri, where they've got high salt irrigation water that they use. So some of the breeders decided, hey, let's bring some of these products up into the northern U.S., into Minnesota, South Dakota, areas where we've got high salt soils, and see how it works. And it works very, very well. So if you've got that kind of soil, don't give up on them, because you can use these chloride exclusion genes to handle products or handle that situation. It's brown stem rot resistant, has very good white mold and stress tolerance. In our 2019 Super Strips, 1995 was first at Goldfield, Iowa, second at Britt, and also at Alexander, and it was third at Mountain Lake, Minnesota. It took fourth place at our Mountain Lake, Minnesota research location, the Elite Trial 911. It just shows that 1995 has great adaptability across a wide range of soils and soil types. 2184 R2X. Here's an ironclad Extend product at a 2.1 maturity. Now this one has 2084 R2 as a parent. It's been around for a number of years, and what we see from that 2084 line of genetics is extra lateral branching, and that brings extra yield. Now 2184 is a little taller than the 2084 R2, so we got to be a little careful with population. So we want to keep that population down, especially in heavier soils. It carries a C gene for Phytophthora, strong SCN from 88-788, and moderate resistance to brown stem rot. It has very good scores for iron chlorosis and sudden death syndrome, and works very, very well in some of those stress soils, light, sandy ground, hilly fields, those kind of things. In 2019, it topped the Superstrip plots at Mountain Lake, Minnesota, was second at Chatfield, Minnesota, and also at Albert City, Iowa. And in our 2019 summary of the Test 912, it was fourth in that overall summary, taking second place at Mountain Lake, Minnesota, and fifth place at Kensett, Iowa. 2186 Liberty, at a 2.1 maturity, up until this past year, it was our #1 selling straight Liberty product for 2017, 18, and 19. It's taller than an older product that we had, 2083 Liberty, and it's a better fit for more variable soils and fields with a little bit more stress. This one carries the C gene for Phytophthora and soybean cyst nematode from 88788. It's excellent against white mold, sudden death syndrome, and also charcoal rot. Carries very good scores for brown stem rot and iron chlorosis. And in 2018 Superstrips, it top plots at Garner, Iowa, and Neenah, Wisconsin. So our #1 selling soybean for 2020 is 2193 E3. This at a 2.1 ironclad enlist E3 product is a fantastic soybean, extremely adaptable from one soil type to another, has a 3A plus the C gene combination for Phytophthora. It's BSR resistant, strong emergence and standability. I love this line in no-till and in minimum tillage situations. It fires out of the ground. It can handle some of those cooler soils that you expect with minimum tillage. It likes Iowa soils, but moves north extremely well into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and over into South Dakota. Has excellent scores for sudden death and stress, and very solid SCN protection from 88788. In our 2019 first trials, it took first place at Salem, South Dakota, that location for the east central region of the first trials, and it was third at Madison Lake in the north central Minnesota region. In our own plots in Superstrips in 2019, it was first at Burt, Iowa, first at Garner, first at Cambridge, Wisconsin, and first here at our Alexander, Iowa research farm. Another new ironclad product for 2021 is 2379 E3. At a 2.3 maturity, this is a really exciting new ironclad that I'm just fired up about. It's a fairly tall soybean with great lateral branching. It's excellent on stress and has full resistance to brown stem rot. Carries very good scores for white mold, sudden death, and iron chlorosis. And the SCN is from 88788 and it has the 1K gene in it for Phytophthora. The thing that I noticed in the plots last year that I saw 2379 is it reminded me so much of 2084. If you know the history of 2084, you know that was our #1 selling Roundup 2 bean for a number of years until just recently. And it has that really nice overall plant type and plant characteristic that can fit a lot of different soil types. When I looked at 2379 for the first time, I just said, there's a 2084 lookalike. This product is going to directly replace 2349 E3 and 2429 E3. In 2019 breeder trials, it was right even with 2597 E3 and actually topped 2429 by 3 bushels to the acre. It is an excellent choice for no-till, for minimum till soils because of its great emergence. So another new ironclad for 2021 is 2638 E3. At a 2.6 maturity, this one's got a great all-around defensive score, defensive package. It's full resistance to brown stem rot, the K gene for Phytophthora, and is very good against iron chlorosis and sudden death. Another good thing about this one is it handles frog eye leaf spot very well. So this is going to be a nice fit for central and southern Iowa where frog eye is starting to rear its ugly head. White mold can be helped with certain foliar fungicides. On 2638, I'm going to say for 2021, let's try to keep this thing east of the Missouri River if at all possible. The breeder took it out into Nebraska in a couple later trials out there and it didn't perform all that well. Now here in 2020, we're taking 2638 out into Nebraska, into some strips, into some plots. And we'll have a good idea maybe by the end of 2020, especially when we get into 2020 harvest, how well it's going to work in Nebraska. I think for right now, let's keep it east of the Missouri River in Iowa, Wisconsin, and Illinois until we know a little bit more about it. 2019 breeder trials, it topped 2597 E3 by 2.5 bushels to the acre. 2894 E3 has been around our lineup for a couple years now at a 2.8 maturity in the Enlist E3 package. It's got excellent stress tolerance. It really maintains its height in some of those tougher soils, lighter ground, sandy, hilltops, those kind of places. It's completely resistant to brown stem rot, handles the K gene for Phytophthora. It's a fairly tall plant with very good lateral branching. This is not an ironclad, but it is super close when you look at the scores for white mold and sudden death. I mean, it's right there. It's right there close to being an ironclad product. I would highly recommend a foliar fungicide if you got some white mold, maybe adding some Sultro to your seed treatment if you've got some sudden death syndrome. That's going to help this product fit a wide variety of acres. This thing took first place in 2019 Super Strips down by Olin in Iowa, Moorhead, Iowa, and also South English, Iowa. In our 2019 Latham Elite trials, it was second at Alexander in our test 913 and fourth overall in that 913 summary. In test 964, which is a Liberty tolerant trial, it was third at Alexander and sixth in the summary. Great yields from 2894. So that wraps up our soybean product discussion for today. I will be back for live Q&A after Corey Catt does his presentation. The other thing I want to mention is that, because of this coronavirus thing and we can't get out and really be one-on-one and interact with you and discuss products like we normally would this time of the year, I want to make sure that everyone is aware that we still would like to walk fields with you. We still would like to go out and tour some plots and some super strips and research trials and do some actual live one-on-one evaluations of soybean products in the field. There's going to be some schedules that'll be sent out at a later date telling you when we might be in your area, but you don't have to wait for that. You are more than welcome to call me and we'll set up a time to get together and we can walk through some of those plots when it would be convenient for you as well. So after Corey's presentation, feel free to submit your questions and we're going to try and get those answered for you to the best of our ability.
Hey, good morning, Iowa dealers, and welcome to our forage product breakout. In this session, we're going to be covering key corn silage and alfalfa products for your territory. And as always, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them on the online Q&A, and we'll make sure to respond either virtually or at the end during our live Q&A panel. LH 8101. This alfalfa is an economy class alfalfa. It's at a price point though that's helps you to use it as a tool to cost average, so you can get them into the 9120 alfalfa or the 9700 alfalfa to upsell them so they can experience that high capacity alfalfa on their acre with the whole goal and mission of not leaving any yield in the field. And unlike any other economy alfalfa in the industry, this alfalfa comes fully equipped with our Alpha Shield seed treatment. We're setting it up for the ultimate in success in the field. LH 9120 branched rooted alfalfa. This alfalfa handles all soil types, but works really well on those really heavy, wet, or more poorly drained soils. It's got a taproot, but it also has the ability to adapt in those wetter soils and add some branch roots. This alfalfa is pretty much an all-purpose alfalfa. This one you can go very comfortably and confidently to the industry, to the field. It'll handle every management style and harvest style that's out there. Great recovery after cutting, great small stem, so it's got that fine stem for the ultimate and quick curing for them baled hay folks out there. Super strong disease package. It's got a high resistance to the Aphanomyces race too. And we also, again, when we got we put the seed treatment on there, our Alpha Shield, we protect this alfalfa seedling very well in the development stages. So. 9300 salt tolerant alfalfa. This alfalfa has the ability to handle those real higher salt indexed soils across the Midwest, most likely in North Dakota, South Dakota, and parts of Nebraska. This alfalfa is a finer stemmed alfalfa, so it does dry very nicely. So for those that bale, this is a great option. And also you can chop it. It has some good recovery after cutting as well. So a solid disease package on it, and it comes fully equipped with the Alpha Shield seed treatment as well. LH9670 IQ, it's a conventional alfalfa. It has excellent fiber digestibility properties, and it just gives you a lot of management flexibility out there. We've picked this up. It's powered by High-Gest alfalfa as an alternative, to the Harv Extra. So some of those that might be price sensitive to investing in the Harv Extra right at this point. This is a nice building block into that, and you're going to find some excellent forage quality with it. And we've actually seen, in the some increased protein with this, and we've got a great leaf to stem ratio with this. It's got a finer stemmed alfalfa. So High-Gest, it's just a phenomenal conventional option for the best thing going right now in a conventional variety for digestibility properties. So LH9700 alfalfa. One feature is that it has a strong disease package. Second feature is that recovery after cutting is phenomenal. And third feature that I can really see that stands out with this alfalfa is it's got a strong multi-leaf expression. So a key benefit to feature number one, that disease package, that the longevity of stand. So this thing has got some really, that strong genetic disease, those tolerances help it last longer in the field. Second feature, that recovery after cutting is really what drives us toward that end yield. So once we cut it and harvest it, it'll be up and growing really fast. So, if you're dry baling hay, I would choose 9120 before I would choose 9700. But if you're chopping hay, I would search, 9700 all day long. This is your top alfalfa for that. You can bale it. It'll work in that environment. There's no problem with that. But it's just got more of a medium stem, and the 9120 has more of a finer stem. So those finer stems tend to dry maybe a little faster, maybe half a day faster. So, and then the other feature of multi-leaf expression, it increases our protein potential. So the more leaves that we have, there's always that potential for higher leaf to stem ratio where we get that protein potential from. So 457 TQ Roundup Ready. So this is high quality traffic tested alfalfa with that Roundup Ready tolerance. So one of the key features, and we just talked about it, was the Roundup Ready tolerance. So we got that flexibility of weed management, which helps us get to that ultimate forage quality. So by getting the weeds out of there, and it helps maintain the life of the stand by losing that weed competition with that flexibility of the Roundup Ready. So super strong disease package. Thing will handle any environment very well. During harvest, it's got a fast recovery after cutting. So for those intensive management growers that are looking for them high capacity alfalfas, this certainly will fit the bill on the Roundup Ready side. So our LH97 on the conventional side and the 457 TQ on the Roundup side. So and along with being traffic tested, so for those environments on the dairy farm that's looking for a good strong Roundup Ready alfalfa, and they're intensive managers and they're going across the acre with 4 to 5 cuts if they can manage to get those out of there in the season. This alfalfa seems to tolerate that traffic fairly well. So 481 Harv Extra. It's the first genetically enhanced alfalfa trait that was developed to maximize the quality by just reducing the lignin. This alfalfa is also fully equipped with that Roundup Ready technology. With Harv Extra, one of the key features is the farmer can maintain like a normal harvest schedule and achieve a higher yield quality, or they can choose to delay the harvest for up to 7 days and get a little bit more yield potential without really sacrificing any quality. Harv Extra 481 can be used on any soil type. It'll travel and navigate all the soil types very well. It's fully equipped with a strong disease package, and in fact, it even has a very high resistance to the anthracnose race 1 and resistance to anthracnose race 5. So what that means is it's just going to be able to allow us a better, healthier life of a stand. And also improve persistence. So we find that when we drop and reduce that one cutting per season, that the alfalfa actually overwinters a lot better. So the winter hardiness scores are actually even better yet. So alfalfa seed quality. The quest for those top yields certainly begin with the strongest starts in the field. We pay close attention to every detail of seed quality. We invest a lot of time with our alfalfa plant breeder partners to ensure that we only select seed lots with the highest germination possible. We have the highest fidelity and adherence to our mission of unparalleled seed quality in all of our Latham branded products, especially our alfalfas. There's another consideration that we look at with alfalfa in addition to germination, and that is hard seed percent. And even though research has shown that hard seed has really no negative impact on yield, we still desire to have our hard seed content at 10% or less, which is usually pretty superior to that of many of our competitors. And note that hard seed percent drops as time goes on, and sometimes it might be slightly higher. But we typically do our test in January, and we don't seed till April or May, where those levels would be a lot less at that point. So strong adherence to seed quality and getting those strong starts helps us get to that high yield capacity. And if you look at our seed treatment on page 71 in your product guide, you'll see that we've put together a nice seed treatment package with micronutrients that are armed to help get that early good nodulation and good plant health on the early side of things, good bacteria inoculant, again, to get that good early nodulation, stamina to be a full broad spectrum antifungal protection. And then we put a coating around that, and we wrap it in that coating, so that coating, that limestone coating, will actually draw moisture to the seed, as that seedling needs a fair amount of moisture to actually germinate. And then Optimized Gold, it's a natural LCO growth promoter. So this product actually, again, we want that early nodulation to get that plant up and running, as a carbohydrate factory, and start building its own immune system, especially as a seedling, where they're really sensitive. And, we find that in our seed treatments, we put that zinc, and zinc is really one of those great plant health contributors. As you think about us in our own personal health, we take zinc, and, especially if we're coming down with a cold, it helps keep us from getting sicker. Well, zinc is kind of like colostrum for a baby calf. Zinc is that way to a plant. So it just keeps it a lot healthier, especially until that plant can hit that sunlight and get that its own immune system stronger. So Alpha Shield, our alfalfa seed treatment, is really designed to help that plant emerge faster, grow stronger, and at the end of the day, yield more. Okay, we're going to transition into corn silage now. Three things that I really focus in on corn silage is yield in the field, starch digestibility, and fiber digestibility. So currently today I'm standing in one of our corn silage trials in western Wisconsin, and we have several trials across the Midwest. We have some in North Dakota, southern Minnesota, then we work with the University of Wisconsin and the University of Minnesota also. We got several locations there. As well, we have one in Alexander, Iowa. And we have an alfalfa trial going on in North Dakota right now that we'll look for data next year. And then this fall, we're going to do a fall seeding one with the University of Minnesota alfalfa trial there as well. So this information will be available on our website this fall, and also hopefully if we got all our information back, we'll have it available at post-harvest meetings. 4542 GT Leafy. This is a silage specific variety. This one, when we talk silage specific, we're looking at leafies, leafy varieties. Just as a quick review of our leafies, leafy varieties have about normal corn has 5 leaves above the ear. Leafy varieties, we have double those leaves above the ears, so that we can get up towards of 10 to 12 leaves above the ear. And those leaves are really good at absorbing the sun. They're wide. They're absolutely gorgeous sun soaker type leaves, and our 4542 is a great version of this. It has a lot of field mobility, so you can place this on a lot of different acres. It handles a lot of different soil types. It's especially when we're planting it, and we prefer it's planted under that 28,000 plants per acre. As the population drops down, actually that ear flexes out, and we get a lot of great ear flex with this. I mean, we get a lot of good starch inclusion in that. So that's one of the nice properties of the leafy. As the population goes down, it actually gets better. In 2019 research, a lot of our results in North Dakota showed us that, as the population went down, we were actually improving the yield with this. And we have to remember that 50% of our overall yield is coming from the grain portion of that. So as that ear flexes out, it's bringing in that really nice starch contribution. Starch is really digestible on this. It's a softer starch, so we got a lot longer window for this, the harvest window. So that milk line doesn't drop quite as rapidly, and that starch doesn't set up quite as hard as a dual purpose. So one of the really nice key features of a leafy product. So great reviews with 4542, especially in the earlier zones. We've had it all the way into the North Dakotas where it's had excellent results. So LH 5052 Roundup Ready Leafy. So this still features that great white cob for the best starch digestibility. It's got that super soft starch for them longer harvest windows. Flexed ear, so when you keep those populations under that 30,000 plants per acre, the ear will flex out really nice. It's going to add a little bit more to the tonnage by doing that, and it's also going to add more starch to the nutritional quality of it. So this is one of those go-to hybrids with just acres and acres of experience, and you can confidently recommend this product. 5199 Smart Stack Leafy. This is our only Smart Stack Leafy that we have in our lineup. Great mobility from north to south. We've got it all the way down into central Iowa, and we moved it all the way up into the Dakotas. This product here does have a white cob, so we like white cobs, just as a quick review, because they're just a little bit more digestibility with those white cobs that we've found in a little bit less bunk refusal. 5199 really exploits its flex ear. So as that population drops down, and again, we like to keep that population, that final pop right around that 28,000 plants per acre, you'll see that ear really flex out. It's got a strong flex ear. So it's awesome. If you have some other fields that are dual purpose, you can probably chop those first and then get to the 5199. It's going to be a lot more forgiving than the dual purpose hybrids would be. So our silage harvest window is a lot longer with a silage specific leafy type product. So LH 5742, I talk about 5495 as setting a standard for starch digestibility. 5742 has proven to actually exceed 5495's ability. I get so excited about that. There, in my opinion, and there isn't anything in our entire lineup that has the Stay Green and the Plant Health as our 5742. Why I like that Plant Health as a review again is it helps reduce the potential for molds and mycotoxins. So we want to keep that away from us as much as possible so we don't get it into our rations. So the other thing is that we're accumulating starch. So we got all that really healthy tissue, none of it's diseased, and it's actually converting that soil nitrogen and energy into starch. So we're actually gaining a lot of starch, and so you can see when we look at our feed reports, we can certainly see that with 5742 that our feed feed reports are always a very high level of starch in them. And one of the beautiful parts of this is it's digestible starch. So it's really, I like that factor and feature of this particular product. And we actually highlight that in our product highlights are, exceptional stay green and late season health, and that is impactful and extremely important. LH6285 VT2 PRO, above 110 day, this really sets the pace. It's a large plant, it's robust, it's got excellent plant health. I've been very happy with the plant health, and you can see the stress tolerance ability, so we travel across those environments and soil types so much nicer, so that is a feat. This hybrid here we've got a lot of experience with on corn silage, so you can go with a lot of confidence that if your producer is looking for a variety in that 110 or 112 day range, this is a product that you want to key in on. So it partners well. I believe, we put down there that, it pairs well with our 6477, but it also, the 6529, which is a new product, I think those two would work really well together as well. So a product like this, you would like harvest, make sure you get it at that 65 to 70% whole plant moisture, and we ensile it for a little bit longer. As the months go by, the prolamine level breaks down. This product actually becomes more digestible on the starch side of things. So LH6529 Smart Stack Rib is a brand new product for us. Very exciting. I've had this in our research plot for the last couple of years. We've been kind of peeking at it on the corn silage side of things. We've been evaluating it, and this year we finally have released it on the dual purpose site. So it's got some really great grain capabilities, great mobility. You can see the stress tolerance is very high on this, so it travels across our soil types very well. The starch digestibility properties on it, we're a little above average, I would feel. Same with the fiber digestibility. And this thing, it'll move into southern Wisconsin very well. And we've had nice results with it at Latham, actually, in our Alexander location as well. So this one here, we've had lots of good numbers on it. So, I think you're going to be very happy with this particular product, our LH6529. Okay, well, that wraps up our key products that I wanted to cover today. Thank you for hanging in there with us. I know this is a lot of information, and I just want you all to know that you are the link to bring this to farmers across the Latham territory. Each and every one of you, thank you for being the best part of Latham Seeds. Stay tuned as we head into the studio for a live Q&A with the Latham product managers.